Right. Good good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, permit me, I forgot this. I forgot the boom boom. I think I didn't charge this stuff. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's such a great pleasure to be here this afternoon. Um, I want to thank each and every one of you for joining. You can please just let's share the fun and the excitement by just clicking the share button and invite our friends so we all can enjoy a swell time this afternoon. Um, I remain your host. My name is Victor King, and I'm more than humbled to be here to just share with us, and we can all learn from each other and dialogue. And each and every telecast, we're getting better, and we seems to have more sense of direction. And I'm super excited at the feedback that I get from the little things we do and how people can relate with it and how it has, been, you know, a blessing to people, to families, and I get some really warm feedbacks and messages from people who tells us about sometime I listen to you and I realize this and then I apply this and then things are getting better for me and all of that. It's humbling. It's really humbling, and I just want to thank God and I want to thank you guys for being a support system and just keep supporting the brand. Thank you to each and every one of you. Right now we are live on Periscope, on YouTube. We're live on all of our platforms. On Periscope as Victor King, on YouTube as Victor King Initiative. You can visit all of these platforms, so you can watch us from any of the platforms, and then you can find us on YouTube at every time. And on Periscope. Periscope is the like the broadcast media of Twitter for the generation that know not Periscope. Right. Egmon I will blog you last. Can you guys hear me? I just want to be sure that the the sound is audible enough because I'm not using the microphone right now. I want to be sure that I'm audible enough and you guys can hear me audibly. Okay, great. Great. Thank you. Big shout out to my twin brother. He has been away for a while. Oluwana Ijajo love. I've been feeling the heat of your presence since 2 days now. I see your post, I'll be like, yay. The day they will beat me because of this man. Because somebody said it is Victor King that owns that profile. That profile is Victor King. They are the same thing. You see the way you write there. They will beat me because of him one day. Your eye will come down. Ah. Well, today I will take a little digression from what we might call the norm. Over the time, for a period of time now, we've been on a momentum with profile. We've been on a momentum because of all of this, I don't know what to call it, happenings and events and issues, and the social media has been rampaged by so much, negativity, and before you know it, we all begins to get into, you know, we have been fused into this bad energy, this energy that has been, it's just everywhere. It has been this against that, word against the other word, and we've been on this for more than 6 months, I think. The old Genesis, Joladili saga, and then to Lukoya, and then back to Genesis, and it's been like a tussle, a power tussle. It looks like a tug of war. It looks like uh, we are hovering around the Bermuda Triangle. We just keep rigmaroling, and before you know it, even those of us who seems to have the sanity of mind can easily lose our mind. For about 3 days now, I've been having reflections. I look at everything and all of these happenings going on, and it begins to put a burden in my heart. So today, I'm gonna take a little digression. Permits me, if I might be a little bit, you know, religious today, because I really want to sight into details. Because, like I've always said to us, my own objective and what I think I value most and what I think it is important to me is us who are the viewers, us who are actually watching, us who are witnessing this whole insurgents, us who are seeing all of this abnormality in such a time as this. Whether you are a believer or not, this is not even a question of religion. This is a question of humanity. And there has been so much that has not only saturated the media space, but begin to induce our mind. Like the Bible says, guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it is issues of life. Somebody said there has a network problem. Oh, two people talk about the network. I'm not sure, but I have a perfect network here, because when I'm having telecast from the computer, I have a monitor that to see what the output looks like, and from my hand here is perfect. So I think if there is a network or it's buffing, it might possibly be from your hand. It might possibly be from your hand. I think the sound will be better now. Right. I think the sound should be better now. Okay. Okay, yeah. So, okay. Thank you. I just want to be sure that we have, good production. We just, trying to get better by the day and want to make sure that everybody can actually enjoy good quality, good sound, and good visuals. Now, I'm going to be talking to us today on what I call finding peace in the midst of pain. In such a time as this, in such hostile year like this, in such, in a moment where it seems like our world is filled with bigotry and hatred and bitterness and anger and envy and strife, finding peace. Peace. I will define peace from different angles. Maybe lastly, from a spiritual perspective. But peace, to me, is first and the most important thing, contentment. Contentment. And it has nothing to do with what you have or how much you have. But contentment, you are satisfied with who you are, where you are, and how you are being perceived, what you represent. Three things makes a man. One, who you are, your identity. Where you are, your position, like what stage are you in life? Are you where you were supposed to be? Are you where you plan or you intend to be? Or if we are from a cultural perspective, are you where your age is expected to be? And then so who you are, where you are, and what you have, that is your accomplishment. Now, being that contentment with these three things is how I define peace. However, I'm aware that life happens. We don't find ourselves sometimes where we plan to be. People might have a setback in life not because they are lazy, not because they are not diligent. It just happened. Sometimes things just don't work out, I suppose. And then it breaks us, and then we can't pick ourselves back. So you begin to feel like you're backward, you begin to feel like you failed. Maybe one or two people call you a failure. But those are not where I'm going. Now, having contentment, the second thing is acceptance. This is the part that I see that the world is struggling with. Most of us are struggling with. Acceptance. You happy with yourself. Hear me. If you are not your own number one fan, you have a problem. And this with much emphasis to our women. When I was 22, I used to be very fine. I used to be slim. I used to be. And now you are fat. You are fat now. You have two kids, and you just don't like yourself. Hear me. This is a secret. Men love meat. And that's your love I lie. Don't let them deceive you. We only like model or this slim body. It's just for the TV. Men love meat. Don't kill yourself. And this is the problem. If you don't accept yourself, it's difficult for somebody else to accept you. Because this same life that you think you have added with, that you have been feeling uncomfortable with yourself, that you don't like yourself, and it's messing up your self-esteem. This same life that you are thinking that the only thing that is unfortunate about your life is because you've added weight. There are plus size women that are making money and making weight for being plus size. You don't know that some people are making money out of their big size. Some people are on TV today because of their big size, because they needed a big size character. That's why they are there. But why they did not call you is because this other person carry themselves, make pride out of who they are. Oh, you thought you'd be married by 26. And now you are 38. You are not yet married. So you push your mind to the back. You begin to feel like you are unfortunate. Life is not treating you right. As a matter of fact, when men, potential suitors, approach you and they come and they are really, really all over you, all that occurs to your mind is, eléyìí náà kàn tó fẹ́ gbá mi ni, àwọn eléyìí náà kàn tó máa gbẹ́nu sí, ọkàn tó máa fọ́ mi lẹ́nu, wọ́n máa tún sálọ náà ni. Because you just feel like, nígbà táwọn ọmọ 22 wà lẹ̀, ṣé mi ló wá fẹ́ fall in love pẹ̀lú ẹ̀? You are 38 because you are not married yet. There are people who are 43 with 3 children and they are still doing another wedding. It depends on how you see yourself, how you accept yourself. This is where peace comes from. I've not gotten to where I'm going to. This is where peace comes from. Uncle, all of your friends that you graduated together, they are working. You meet the last time you met one of them, all of them are driving cars now. All of them are building their sites in Ikorodu. And you have become a specialist in building CV. Matter of fact, the only time you buy newspaper is Wednesday, when they will put all the job advert on the center page of Guardian newspaper. You are informed. Èyí lẹ́yìn gba NEPA bí ìdání ládùúgbò. Táwọn NEPA bá wà o. And one thing problem does to you is that when one problem, if you allow one problem to break you, several other problems will sink you. If you allow one issue weigh you down, bigger ones will come and sink you. If one brings you down to the ground, others will come to sink you. If you don't pick yourself up. So you feel you are backward in life. and you begin to hate the representation of who you are. If you are not your own number one fan, there is a problem. Acceptance. Oh, your mates are already building their site. You can't look call it Joku, you can't call it C4, you can't look call it Korodu. Ní gbogbo, àwọn side nínú gbogbo yẹn. And you are being disturbed. You have forgotten that the end justified the means. God is preparing you for your own time. When you are going to have your own site in Lagos Island. You are going to have your own in the heart of the city. By the time your own house will arrive, you will be doing your own site. Their own has become 5 years ago, 10 years ago buildings. Yours will be the new one. You have not failed to realize one thing. That God don't have calendar. You are the one that is timing yourself. Unfortunately, you are timing yourself by the time of others. You are timing yourself by the manifestation of others around you. So you become dissatisfied. Acceptance. All to the main thing. You've not realized that the time that it takes to cook Indomie is not the same time that it requires to cook jollof rice. The duration of time that it takes to cook Indomie is not the same duration of time it takes to cook jollof rice. So if you condition yourself by the Indomie man who his own arrived early, and you begin to get bitter, you hate yourself and you hate the one that is already eating. The other person is already eating on the table, but his own is Indomie. If you get bitter and you start getting frustrated, your rice will never done. Tó bá jiná máa jóná, because your mind will be shut down for the purpose of your life being fulfilled. The purpose of your life being fulfilled will be deferred when you have allowed bitterness, pain, and anger in your life. You'll be wondering where I'm going to this afternoon. I am tracing all of this back to everything that has been happening in the past couple of months. I see so much bitterness, so much dissatisfaction, so much of people seeking credibility and seeking public endorsements from where they are not entitled to. People are living their life based on the public endorsement, based on how they are being perceived, based on who like you or who don't. Somebody said to me this weekend, oh yeah, the way you are doing this show is becoming so tough. Some people will not like you. I said, even if I do 24-hour show kissing asses of everybody, there will still be people that will not like me. I said, listen, it will be wrong for me to expect everybody to like what I say at every time. Guess what? Even me don't like some things that I say. Why will I expect everybody to? Oh, this one, you know when you said this, you have movies. When you now said this, you don't have that. It's not about that. I don't need your endorsements. I've come to a point of recognition, which is the next thing I'm going to. Don't forget, contentment, acceptance, and that you accepting yourself. Accepting yourself. You are the fan of yourself. And then the third one, recognition. Recognize the place that you are. Recognize the place you are at the moment. Life is in phases, people are in stages. The fact that we are in the same bus does not necessarily mean we are going to the same destination. We both bought a bus in Oshodi that is heading towards Tollgate. Does not mean all of us in the bus are going to the same place. If I alight at Abule Egba or Yanokwaja, we have been sitting together in the bus. We've been gisting. We've talked so well. So when I got to my bus stop in Yanokwaja, I say, oh wow, I got off the bus. And you followed me because we've been talking so good together. You think we share this. Oh, we have the same mind. And you followed me. Ìgbà tí n bá wọnú gate mi, lójú ẹ máa ká. Bó ti ṣe rìn. You will have wasted your time accompanying me to my own destination while you have left your own. This is what most of us do. You are journeying other people's journey. You are acclaiming other people's victory. Àbúrò mi yẹn, òun ni personal assistant ti Ogun State Governor nísìnyí. Kí ló dáa fún ẹ? Before you question some people if they do something, you say, báwo lè ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀, báwo lè máa bá mi sọ̀rọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ tó mọ mi dẹ́. Wo tó bá yà àbúrò mi gan, ṣé o lè dúró bá àbúrò mi sọ̀rọ̀? Àwọn àbúrò yín kan náà ń sọ, èyí náà ń bá sọ̀rọ̀. It is because you don't recognize where you are going. That is why you will drop in somebody else's bus stop. Now, if I get to my destination and I highlight, and you started getting angry that the bus is taking too long because you are still in the bus, you have messed up your life because you are not going to the same place. So if it takes me 17 minutes to get to Abule Egba, you might have to stay the bus if I get there in Yanokwaja from Oshodi, maybe 17 minutes, 20 minutes there about. But you are still in the bus. By the time you get to Ile-Epo, there is traffic. It took you another 1 hour to get out of the traffic. Now you are getting frustrated. Victor dẹ̀ ti bọ́lẹ̀ látẹ̀ kí wọ́n máa ti délé báyìí ó ti ń sùn tiẹ̀ á ti délé á ti jẹun báyìí. You are getting frustrated because you think I have achieved, I have gotten to my own destination. You are working yourself out based on my own timing. I hope you are getting this idiomatic expression. 2 things will likely happen to you. It's that you sleep up by the time they get to your bus stop and you will miss it. Or you get out of the bus angry, you don't want to back on Dr. Angry, bitter and battered. We might enter the same bus. It takes me 20 minutes to get to my destination. It might take you 1.5 hours to get to yours. But hear me. The end justifies the means. Because you see, your result is what justify your efforts. Your result will end up justifying your efforts. Recognizing where you are going. I have realized that the reason why so many people have so much frustration, bitterness, pain, and hunger, it is because they are going in the journey of life, taking chances, not a definition of where they are aiming at. Auntie, you want to do business, right? 2007, you are selling clothes. 2008, you started selling shoe. 2019, you were selling bleaching cream. This 2020 now, 2020, you have switched business again. You started selling gold. You have sent a message to us who are potential customer that you are unstable. You can't be trusted with money. You are taking chances. You are not consistent in doing. It's clear that you don't know what to do. Evidently clear that you don't know what to do. See a man diligent in his business. He will sit among kings and not mean men. Agbaya ní méjì. Amala. Ṣé ti ya Rosula? Image, please. I'm trying to get things straight enough. There's no way anybody will entrust you because it shows a lack of purpose. There is no sense of direction. You are taking chances. The only reason why you are switching plan is like you have become. There's what we call chameleon vision. There are people who their life is chameleon in nature. They reflect the color that is close to them. The day you see one friend that is selling Italian shoe and they mistakenly tell you that they make 10,000 profit from one shoe, you start having a dig. Kí n tiẹ̀ rówó báyìí kémi náà tiẹ̀ máa ta bàtà. Kí n tiẹ̀ rówó báyìí kémi náà tiẹ̀ máa ta bàtà. Do you know that I find out that there are people who are looking for job seekers? You graduated from LASU, studying elect. You are seeking job. This is reality that I find out. Seeking job. You graduated from LASU. You study elect, and you will not believe it. They will be praying and wasting pastors' time in church. You are seeking job, and you have never applied to any electrical company. Everywhere you have been applying to is Tantalizer, Sweet Sensation, Access Bank, and this. You have never applied to NEPA. You know why? Something tells him at some point after 2 years of job seeking that elect is not a sellable course. So he feels that course Timoshe Ota is applying for jobs where he thinks they are hiring more people. If they give you a job in Tantalizer, you have failed in life. That's where failure starts from. You will never be fulfilled. If it takes you 3 years to get what you really have been skilled to do, that is when fulfillment will come in. This is not where we are going. Ladies and gentlemen, we all have witnessed in the past couple of months such a rampage of heated war, a display of bitterness, bigotry, hatred, anger, indictment. I don't even know how some of you can still afford not to have nightmares with the level of negativity that has saturated the whole media space and is beginning to induce our mind with negative impressions and obscurity. Finding peace in pain. Let us go into specifics so that we can. I'm speaking too much grammar. Bookie Jason versus Genesis. First of all, it's highly insulting to even put that side by side as versus. But let's, for the purpose of learning, let's phrase it like that. We all have asked a question. Have you ever, did you ever get to a point where it bothers you and you said, how did this whole thing start? How did we get here? How did we end up in this situation? How did we get to the point that do you know, I find it difficult to even trace it to where it started from. We just sleep and woke up one day and just saw, I don't even know who started first. Maybe it's Maureen, maybe it's Bookie. But at least the whole attraction and what really break out the whole thing was Bookie. To the best that I could still put my fingers on, let us rephrase, let us paraphrase, let us rewind and summarize. Bookie Jason stepping out to defame Genesis. Alleged him of rape. Alleged him. Okay, they said Maureen started it first. Now, this is the sickening part. Do you know that Maureen has been on Genesis like a year and a half before this whole outbreak? Let me tell you, she has been on Genesis for more than a year before this whole thing, this whole... I don't want to use saga because that seems to be like the registered word for all the Facebook madness. Always trying to stay away from that word. It's been bastardized. This is the sad part. I've said it to us before that Bookie Jason, not not my friend, but she used to be like an acquaintance. I know her before now. We cool. Me and Bookie Jason were cool. How did I get to know her? I saw a particular video of Genesis Prophet Oladele. You know, there's this lady who is handicapped but talented. And Genesis picked this randomly. I think he was praying for people and just spotted her and prayed for her and blessed her with money. And then the lady said, "Oh, I can sing." And the man said, "Oh, you can sing. Gashi, take microphone, sing." And she sang beautifully well. And by the following week, took her to the branch in Isheri, and she sang and she pushed up. She gave her a car. She set her up in business. And they summarized that in a video clips, and I was melted. So in my next show, I talked about it. Because before then, I've criticized Nigerian churches about how they just build church everywhere, build church every corner, one complex, 6, 7 churches. It doesn't make any sense. Like, I feel like you should build people because the people are the church, not the walls. You want to have a big church? Have quality people. If you build the people will build the wall. Because the church is the people, not the wall. But if you invest in people and they grow both spiritually and economically and you add value to their life, the people will build the wall. So, I saw this young man that seems to be doing things differently. So I did a show. And for some funny reason, this show gets to Bookie Jason. Abebelube Bookie was so sold out to Genesis that Bookie Jason will go any length to attack anybody that says anything negative about Genesis, and as well she will go to any length to reach out to anybody that says anything good about Genesis. So Bookie Jason reached out to me. And send me an inbox. Thank you very much. Oh, my prophet. And I said, I know him passively. My grandmother lived in that area. I've been hearing about him for more than 10, 15 years. But I've never met him. I don't know him. I've never been to his church. And he was like, oh, this. And then he was telling me about him. And then he added me. And before I knew it, they added me to the group in the US. And I was like, oh, these are, the love was warm and all of those things. I like it. I'm an open-minded person. I'm not bounded by denominations or religions and all of that thing. So she always check with me and send me videos like that. If they do something, they're having a program or they do something, something significant, she send it to me. So once in a while we talk back and forth. Hey, sis, what's up? How you doing? How you doing? How far? This, that, this, that, this, that. So when Maureen started her madness, she reached out to me and I said, so I did a shoot to just counter the rubbish Maureen was saying then. She shared my program. Go and check Bookie's. It's just that she has done a lot of shows. Bookie has shared my show many times. Many times. So this whole thing started that one day we wake up and I saw Bookie Jason. Begin to attack this man. Ó dàbí àṣàsí lójú mi. What is going on? This is the most ardent fan of this man that I know. This is the fan of this man that I know. What is this? What is going on? I reached out to her. She responded. She said, okay, I will get back to you. Please don't. I said, okay. But you see, as much as I condemn her action, I was still open-minded to listen to her because I feel like there is no smoke without fire. What is going on? Now. Kilo le ṣẹlẹ̀, how can you switch? Don't forget, that was when she had her birthday, like maybe that same week. It was, do you know that there are Genesis member who took offense at the rate at which Genesis celebrated Bookie on her birthday? At least if I don't know at all, I know at least one or two who almost left the church for that reason. Or maybe they did. Because they felt offended that who the hell is Bookie? That this man celebrated this much. And a couple of days later, that same person came up to align with his number one, if not number one, number two, known enemy who have been maligning him, the same person that you have been attacking on his behalf. Then you align with him to attack him. Is there a possibility that Bookie must have had a reason to be angry? We don't know. But by logical reasoning, maybe. I want you to listen to me closely. Because I'm not talking to Bookie. I'm talking about Bookie, but I am not talking to Bookie. I am talking to you. This is for you. It will be good if Bookie can find peace in our hearts. If Bookie can find peace and find God, because God is the giver of peace. Today, before I come online, I devoted my heart of every bitterness, of every pain. I am not on any side. I am not trying to prove right or wrong. I am here for the sake of humanity and for you. There is a tendency that some of us can fall into the same ditch that Bookie fell into if you did not get this thing right. I saw Naija Jollof comments in one of the posts I shared this morning. And it says, since the day Genesis was sentenced to prison, Bookie Jason was sentenced to the prison of the man. In fact, our own prison is heavy. Because you see, you can see that she has been devoided of peace. Devoided of peace of mind. Let me punch this out because I've had this about Bookie. Now, let me tell you about this. Somebody told me, and these are people who are Bookie's friends or ex-friends, said when Bookie Jason was Bookie Jason, that was the word. That was the word the person used. Now, Bookie Jason is not somebody you can just. She was a socialite. This person said to me, he said, people normally come with their party invitation to beg Bookie. Auntie Bookie, please attend my party. And that sounded weird to me. This same Bookie Jason told the community news that they used to come with their weird party, that you can't want to do party in the entire UK. It doesn't matter whether Manchester. And you did not invite Bookie Jason. Party will do now. The party will need socialite nìyẹn. And when Bookie Jason was Bookie Jason, the people will come to say, and that you have to come for this party. They will. The day some people have to ask her which date is. Please don't let the date clash. You know why? They said to me, when people just say about Josie party buy, you could show all of any party. But to bag back a méjì to fi ṣe oúnjẹ party. tí Bookie Jason bá dé pẹ̀lú kúlà àwọn èèyàn á fi oúnjẹ lẹ̀ máa bu oúnjẹ wọ́n ní ó ń ṣe kinní kan àṣàrò náà pé wọ́n ló máa ṣí kúlà dé pátí ní ìbàdàn. That might be awkward in some sense, but that show a heart of somebody who just want to be there. It might be a show off, but at least it's a blessing as at that time to èèyàn tó ń ṣe party yẹn. You understand what I mean? That tells you our personality. Hear me. There would have been good virtue in Bookie Jason. Bookie Jason have everything it takes to be something significant in life. She have everything it takes to be accepted in the society. Even those who comment to support her cannot publicly identify with her, and that's the truth. Now, which man, show me that man that can confidently say Bookie Jason is my girlfriend. Tí ha lásán ò ní pa, ẹ̀wọ̀n pé Yorùbá ní ha máa ń pààyàn. Ha lásán máa pa. I have heard about Bookie Jason. I've heard some good stuff about her. If it comes to what I know about her, nothing is good. And I'm being honest, and I don't like I told you today. Me, Wabuyon. I want to talk to us from the perspective of reality. If it's by what I know when I now know her, there's nothing significant about her. But I have heard some great things about her. One of which is this. No doubt, we might say that Bookie Jason donated to Genesis, to Rofefe Genesis. That's a fact. And I believe that too. But hear me in all honesty. I have heard from so many other sources that Bookie Jason is a giver. Generally. Forget rubbish. She's a voracious giver. Our giving might be to show off. The motive of the giving might be to show off. But I've heard that she's a giver. Very amazing potential. I have found out again about Bookie Jason, which I have personally experienced. That Bookie Jason, tó máa sọ pé akínikú Bookie Jason ló ń jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ó máa lè kíyàn o. Bookie Jason máa lè ní respect tó bá fẹ́ ní respect o tí bòtò àná tí orí ọba tí ò bá tí yọ dànù. Bookie Jason máa ní respect o. Ladies and gentlemen, this lady have everything it takes to be significant in life. This lady have, if she has not switched, she's such a sweet, pleasant lady. She's such a sweet, pleasant lady. I might not use the word humble because, humble is a big word that goes more than being gentle or being nice. Humble is a big word. Now, the motives, we might now want to criticize the motive that, she might do this thing because she has a motive. But she's doing it. She's doing it. Bookie have the potentiality to be a very, very good person. She has everything it takes to succeed in life. Tọ́ba ní èèyàn já kùtùkùtù, Bookie Jason ó já yamayama ni. I will say this. Y'all know I don't like Bookie Jason, so and my position has not changed. I don't like her. But I want to be honest with us. Because you see, like I said again, I'm not talking about her today. I'm talking about her. I'm not talking to her. I'm talking to you. I can tell you emphatically that Bookie Jason is not lazy. She's not lazy. Let's put it together one by one. A woman that is not lazy. A woman that is generous. A woman that is, cheerful. Put all these qualities together in one body. Show me a woman that has all of those things genuinely. I will show you a woman that will go far in life. I will tell you a woman that will have a settled life and a settled home. Where did she miss it? What went wrong? I don't know so much about her before she turned sour. But I know a few moments of her. I'm going to tell you based on the little time that me and her relate with sense, not when things has gone sour like this. When things were good with him and Prophet Oladile, hear me, the motive again might be questioned. The motive again might be criticized. But hear me, Bookie was an ardent fan of Genesis Global. You might take it away from her now. She don't mess up, gone. But in me more, the first day Bookie called me, okay, tell us I won't pretend it long. She be called me. One see me. She spoke well about this man. She markets this man so well. Her languages, her choice of words might be obscured, might be horrible. But bó ṣe mọ̀ ọ́ sọ nìyẹn. Bookie Jason is the only person that I know that is talking about his pastor and will still be cursing people. So Bookie Jason is the only person that I know that is defending her pastor. And we say, yeah, they said kí lẹ ṣe fún yín, you just be hating this man. Ẹ bá sọ pé ó dèèyàn tó bá dùn àwọn tó pé tó kí ni àwọn ọmọ tó máa ṣòpò lẹ́sí dídò. And I'll be like, is he talking about his pastor? Is talking about some gigolo somewhere? But like, I'm not judgmental. That's her best way because that's her person. Her choice of words might be wrong, but she was. Mobola said, no be lie, but the farms in are to fuck Genesis. You are not wrong. But hear me. She doesn't need to present Genesis to me to fuck Genesis. You don't understand? That one, Genesis, no now. She of course she has an agenda, but the truth is, he loved the man. She loved that man. Genuinely. Wá lè ní other motive, but gbàgbé. Bookie lè ní àyà tó fi ń ṣe àwọn kankan, but there are so many things I can point to you now that she was going all out and setting the pace that even the members could not do half of it. Where did she miss it? Where did she miss it? What went wrong? what went wrong. If somebody who has been a socialite, who people beg to attend their party, somebody who will support anybody that is close to her if they have anything to do, what went wrong? My twin brother already saw where I was going. Her anger and impatience ruined her. She has no wisdom, and we know what the Bible says about people who lack wisdom. Let me tell you what happened. You see everything good that I tell you that I had Bookie Jason was doing to people. You remember where I started from? It looks as if where am I coming from when I started? Bookie Jason was doing everything she was doing because she wanted to gain acceptance. Every good thing she did in Genesis, every good thing she was doing in Manchester, in UK, supporting people, she gives, she was trying to gain acceptance because something was missing in her. Something was void on the inside. Something was missing here. She wanted to be something. She has a picture in her mind of what or who she thinks she should be. And she was paying her way through it diligently. There is a side to that Genesis and Bookie relationship that I did not mention. Bookie just say forget it. There might be an agenda, there might be a motive. She lawyer for Genesis. She lawyers at that time. She lawyer die as at that time. Kì í ṣe pé ó ń dípọ́n gbà yẹn no. Ó lawyer ń gbà yẹn. Nǹkan kan change at some point ni. It's not as if when she was doing it. No, she wasn't doing it with an intention of messing him up. She lawyer then. Honestly, I'm telling you, you might not believe it, you might not accept it. I would disagree with anybody that, when she was dead, she was doing all those farm things. She was doing it because for real, she lawyer there. No. See, Love Dupe, she's horrible. She has character issue, and that's where I'm going. She has always been terrible, but she has a good side that will have. Now, what really happened? Let me tell you something. The second side that she was really, she was committed to the ministry, was that this man, Prophet Israel Oladele Genesis, loved Bukola Jesse. Professor Oladele loved Bookie Jason unreasonably. To a layman like us, it doesn't even make sense the way the man loved her. Everybody is saying today, Genesis, we told him, we warned him about Bookie, Let me tell you the honest truth. Everything you are warning him about Bookie then, he was seeing it too. But love outweighs everything. Love covereth all sin. No. Professor Oladele loved Bookie. So the question is, ladies and gentlemen, if this man was truly committed to this man, loved this man, if they said this truly loved this man, and if for real this man loved her in return, that means the sincere love reciprocates. There was a respect and affection that was reciprocal. He was seeing all of the red flags, but he ignored it. Not because he's stupid, but because love prevails. Kí ló wá ṣẹlẹ̀? How can I explain this theology? Bookie Jason have one problem. One problem. I said it. Acceptance. She was struggling to be accepted. She was struggling to be accepted. But she has one problem. She has one problem. From all of the story I've heard about her, Bookie Jason like to win regardless. Hear me, people. She's somebody who is ambitious. You know that word can be positive and negative, right? You guys really think it's a positive word when somebody is ambitious? No. It can be a negative definition of a person. She's somebody who wants to win regardless. Whether 20 people die for her to win, or whether she have to bury you alive for her to win, she don't care. If she aim it, she wants it, and if there is any obstacle along the way, it brings out a demon in her. Because she's very resolute to win. Very resolute to win. Every time she meets, she gets to a threshing floor in aiming to her target, in aiming at a particular ambition. And it looks as if there is a threshing floor, there is an hiccup, there is a stumbling block. It stir up a demon in her. It quicken a anger in her. If you dare prove her wrong, you become an enemy instantly. Do you know how many people Bookie Jason have publicly assaulted and go back to apologize to? And call them mommy later? Everybody is Bookie's mommy. Have you not realized? Everybody is Bookie's auntie. Auntie Kwame. Auntie Kwame. Everybody is a mommy. Once you are still cool with her, you are a mommy. Have a contrary opinion that is not in line with what she thinks she wants to aim at. As I say, you have turned to Olowi Buwuku, Olowi Buwuku. Immediately she switched. See, no cannot go recklessly on Genesis like this with the level of relationship they've had. Even Konja, even Koni beef. Genesis is Palomogan. Normal mind will not go recklessly like this. To the extent that you are dragging the mother, you accuse him of sleeping with the mother, you call him a rapist. You do, especially when Aja was getting very sensitive with rape. Go this brutal. Hire for other bloggers to attack her, to attack him. Normal mind will not do it. Èèyàn tó rí ẹ pé àrògbà tán ti jọ ṣe àròrí ọjọ́ kan. Hear me. Yeah, I've never said this to you. When me and Bookie used to talk well, when she was talking, it was with Genesis and they were cool. She used to call me or she would text me. Bookie Jason has told me in person what Genesis did to her before. I don't know whether she's lying or she's saying the truth. In fact, she told me that she has a particular sickness. That it was when she got to Genesis that she got healed. She told me before that she has a person that she was at the point of throwing in the towel, giving it in. I think it was the same story she was telling me, was the same story where they said she already dropped a message that she's going to die or she want to commit suicide. She told me that her life changed completely. That she begins to get a new definition of who she is, and she told me with her own mouth. The same person today says is when she was following Genesis that she was not unable to do anything. But glory be to God, now she's been able to buy Christian Dior sunshade. When she stopped following Genesis. 100% contrary to what she said before. How many can we count? A normal mind will not do that. On fi ọwọ́, the good part of her, a fi kó nǹkan jọ báyìí. Anger, asserting, adefidanu. Ẹ̀mí èṣù ni. The affliction is not everybody that she has done evil to. The spirit in her is not attacking those people. The spirit in her is actually afflicting her as own self, her own self. Torun fojú ọwọ́ kó èèyàn jọ. Every good relationship that will have made her something substantial, the acceptance that she's seeking, everywhere that she's doing all this goodwill, is because she needed an acceptance. She will have gained that acceptance, but anger will repel them from her. Kí lẹ̀ ń sọ yìí náà, ẹ má wá yín. Bookie will have been one person in the entire Manchester that anybody will reckon with. Anybody. But when her anger sets in, she goes from 0 to 10. Ó ń fojú ọwọ́ kó nǹkan jọ, ó dẹ̀ ń fẹ́ yan ọwọ́ dànù. Díẹ̀ ló ń ṣe fáwọn èèyàn, púpọ̀ ló ń ṣe fúnra ẹ̀. Hear me, Bookie have lost peace long ago. But nobody finds out or nobody give a shit about Bookie because she's keep offending everybody. She could not find help. She could not retrace her step, and she degenerates to become a demon personified like this. Kò jọjọ́ kan ló ń bẹ̀rẹ̀. Nǹkan tó wá di jẹnẹwéèbì jẹnẹjápátá jẹnẹwéèbì yìí didn't start from where we begin to see it. It's something that has built up. She has been living in denial all this while. She come outside and say, yeye mesho, yeye mesho, yeye mesho. She go in back in the closet of her room to weep. To weep all along. She will switch from 0 to 10. That's how you see the inconsistency in her. Inconsistency in her. Only one thing was missing in Bookie, and that is the peace of God. Peace is defined as all-round fulfillment. Something was missing in her. She could not find a contentment. That's why if you are just joining in, you won't understand what I'm saying. I started by explaining certain values of lives, and she wasn't getting it. She lost that recognition of who she was, who she is. She's not dead. Who she is and where she's going. She lost that acceptance of her self. She lost it. She lost the acceptance. She lost the peace of mind. She lost it. Bookie has been in the midst of multitude, yet lonely. She has been in the midst of good people, well-meaning, family, friends, yet she's lonely. Hear me. Hear me. Have you not found out that you have been in a situation before or issues with people that the way they respond to one little thing you say or one little thing you do to them, they attack you and fight you voraciously, and you'll be wondering, ṣé nǹkan tí mo sọ yẹn ló react sí ni? No, nǹkan tó sọ kọ́. There's something that is on the inside of them. There is an anger that is waiting to be ignited. Wo petrol tó wà nù wọn lighter ló ń retí. Ìwọ kàn mú lighter wá kàn ṣá sí ni. Explosion máa dé ni. You see people react to something with you and you'll be wondering, ṣé mo ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀ ni? No. There is something, the inside is void that they are trying to fill out. So every little thing can ignite an anger. Sometimes in life, or most times in life, especially in these recent days, people respond to you or react to you or behave some kind of way to you, not because of who you are, what you've done, but because of what is going on in their life. Bookie has stuff she was dealing with on the inside. Èṣù ń gbá Champions League nínú mind there, and nobody knows that she could not share with nobody. She could not share with nobody. This is what degenerates into what we witness today. What seems to be listen, as much as you are angry with what she's doing, as much as people are offended, please, I want you to see somebody that is in bondage. Somebody that is struggling to find herself. She's struggling so hard to find herself. Genesis was sentenced in November. Bookie has been in prison for years. She's struggling. Struggling so hard to find that peace. She's struggling to bring herself out. She's struggling to bring herself out. And let me tell you what flesh will do to you. What flesh will do to you is that when one hits you down, several other will hit you. Let me use the word of a common man. Ṣé mo pọ́n ní tí yàrá bá gbé ní sánlẹ̀ kékeré máa gorí ẹ̀ ni. Tí ta ló kọrin yìí náà? What's the name of that person that sang the song? Ẹ̀gùn nìkan ká lóhùn ní ìtàyẹ́dá. I don't know those songs, but I know the tune. I don't know what they said in that place. But the bit mo fẹ́ rọ́dọ̀ gan. Tí wọ́n ti bá lè lálejò, ó lè mú born again ṣẹ́ṣó. Ó lè mú born again ṣẹ́ṣó. Tí wọ́n ti bá lè lálejò, ó lè mú born again kúrò. You guys know, people who are going to CNS or Celestial, they will know that song. You know what I'm talking about, right? Larry Teriba. Charity, one affliction, once it hit your head and you did not pick yourself up, others will start sinking you down. So she has been wallowing in denial. With the word drench. Now, a philosopher says, what you do consistently, what you do consistently for 40 days will become an habit. So over time, there become a generations that gets to know Bookie later as a beast. And they are not wrong. She is a one. But she degenerates to become a beast. Because she have not found peace. She lost something significant. She lost that peace. Yeah. Tí pọ́njú bá pọ̀ lágbọ̀jọ́ lè mú born again ṣẹ́ṣọ́. Thank you. She's too wicked. Yes, it's too wicked for anybody's liking. But ó degenerate to bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Díẹ̀ ni wèrè máa ń wọjà. Èèyàn kì í ya wèrè kó kàn sáré wọ Èkó dùmọ̀tà lọ́jọ́ kan. Ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti ká máa ṣẹ́jú páìpáì. Ká máa yírí díẹ̀díẹ̀. Ká máa rẹ́rìn músẹ́músẹ́. Àwàdí ká máa rẹ́rìn tọ́wọ̀n bá tètè mùsò kan fún lágbo. Á di kó máa faṣọ ya. Gbápẹ̀rẹ̀ wọ̀. Next face ọjà straight ni. Degenerate. Once your heart is empty, èṣù máa occupy here. An idle hand is devil's workshop. She has everything to be substantial in life. She has everything to be something significant. She has everything. Every damn thing. Leave her alone for a minute. There are some of you listening to me right now that the only reason why you are not the one we are talking about and it's Bookie we are talking about. The only reason we are talking about Bookie and we are not talking about you is because your own stage of bitterness have not gone global like this. But if care is not taken, Oshimapada was the Bookie law. If you did not sit down today and find peace in the midst of the pain, and find beauty in the midst of your ashes, if you cannot pick your carcass and put the puzzle together as you are hearing me now, that bitterness in your heart, that dejection in your mind, that anger that you are nursing will grow and be nurtured, and it will become just like Bookie Jason that you are criticizing today, or worse. There's some of you listening to me now that is struggling for acceptance. You are not happy because of how you are being perceived. You are not happy. Somebody said something about you, and every time you remember, it bleeds your heart. Oh, that man, that woman left you. Your pain is not because that he left. Your pain is the reason he gave your family for leaving you. You have given him doggy, missionary, somersault, everything. You have done all the oral sex in your life. And this man walk out of you claiming that you are not sexually active. Says you have body odor. Embarrass you. At least if you want to leave, you will have lived jejely. And not assault you. He went to your family and gave them a very nasty reason for leaving you. And every time you remember what he said about you, it bleeds your heart. You held on to it. Find peace in the midst of your pain. You singularly picked that man from carcass, rough sketch. He has no job, he has nothing. His trousers are not even aligning together on the bottom. He has 2 pants and 3 shirts, one of which already have a joint at the back. But love prevails all of that. And you begin to journey with him and you build him up. You are the one who taught him how not to be putting red shirt on green pants. To my other be Santa Claus. When you met him, you used to combine color and look like capsule. You packaged this man because, in fact, when you started dating me, your friends were insulting you. Pé kí ló dé? Ṣé torí o ti wá dàgbà ní o ti wá ń pẹ́ náà ló ṣe wá rò pé the fact that you say we should look for anything doesn't mean you should look for mad people now. Kí leléyìí, kí ló ń wá lẹ́yìn eléyìí? But you defy all of the criticism. You build him. You make him. Your family criticize you. Hey, some of you lost relationship with your family. You lost relationship with your parents. Your parents deserted you because of love. And that same dude work out on you just like this. That same dude became something, forgotten the days when you used to make ilá lásìpọ̀ pẹ̀lú atagúngún àti kí ló ń pẹja búkì yẹn, ẹja láràn. And now he's not forming big man. You now remember that you're supposed to get a second wife. You are too black. Oh, you are now fat. He gave you stupid reasons. He wasn't even doing it in corner. And then he worked out on you in your life. Everybody that warned you then are now telling you, shoot on. Ṣé bọ́n sọ fún ẹ? Ṣé bọ́n ní kó má fẹ́ kìtì? Ṣé bá sọ fún ẹ kó má fẹ́ mùsùlùmí yóò gbọ́? Àwọn ní kó má fẹ́ kiri yóò. You became a subject of ridicule. And you held on to this pain. You held on to this anger. You held on to the bitterness. And it has cluttered your mind. People at work are just tolerating you. They can't stand you. Your character has been messed up. This is not how you were born. This is not who you are. You know it yourself. But now you can barely keep friendship for 3 months. Hear me? There is no normal man that say, no, me, I'm not a friendly kind of person. I don't want that. No, can't share any. God is relational. God that created us. Our mechanism is to have relationship. How far you will go is determined by the number of quality people you have in your life. Nobody will make it solo. Nobody on this earth will succeed just by itself. You held on to the bitterness and it has formed character in you. It has formed character in you. It has switched you from who God created you to be to a beast and a menace to the society. It's a question of time. You will become the same thing we are criticizing now. If you don't find peace in the midst of your pain. Look at all these people that are constituting nuisances here and there. There are people who are not happy with their life. Nobody should tell you that Maureen is not happy with her life. Nobody should tell you that. Maureen has done 9 jobs in her life. 9 jobs. Maureen is, how old? 49. She has done 9 jobs. 9. And still counting. 3 children with different fathers. None of which can be pointed to be responsible or actively involved in the life of any of the children. Nobody should tell you that she's not happy with her life. Hear me. People who don't have joy in the inside cannot produce joy on the outside. People, see, you can't give what you don't have. Their presence alone will cause hostility. Because that's all they carry. Hear me. Guard your heart with all diligence. For out of it is the issue of life. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. We all hate Bookie vehemently because of how she talks carelessly. She's so inhuman. She's so brutal, reckless. She has become a reckless herself. She talks recklessly. Let me tell you another thing I found out. Bookie is not even as bad as she sounds. Alone. I've taken my time to study. Oh God. Ẹnu ẹ̀ ò ní kò ń tó bá ti tẹ́lẹ̀ bá ti ṣí ọpọlọ ẹ̀ máa ń shut down. The two cannot be open at the same time. Once the mouth is open, the brain is closed. Once the brain is open, that means maybe the mouth is not talking. You know why? Everything that proceeds out of her mouth will be reckless, dirty, nasty, inhuman, devilish, satanic, voracious. You know why? Because everything that comes out of the mouth comes from the heart. And out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth will speak. And what is in our heart? Bitterness, pain, and anger, emptiness. Emptiness. So what will she give you? What will she say to you? She's only verbalizing the state of her mind. And not only her, every other nuisance that you know of that is disturbing the social space are just the same. Something is missing in their mind, in their life. There is an emptiness on the inside that they are trying to fill. And here, this is the sad part. Everyone who is like that, their actions will be tailored to make people around them to be just like them. Olórí burúkú ò kí ń like olórí ire. I've taught us that before in one of my live chat here. Avoid the unhappy and the unfortunate. It's one of the laws, the 48 laws of power. When you see people who are less fortunate in life, you have sympathy for them, it's okay. God wants us to have sympathy for them. The Bible says, he that giveth to the poor, lendeth to God. You're actually borrowing God money. So it's good. But hear me, if you want to live long, help them at arm's length. Because hear me, something put them in that situation that you're trying to help them from. There's something in them that put them in that situation. If you bring them close to you, they will infect you with it. Orí burúkú is infectious. Oh, how can I say this in a more way that you will get it? I'm trying to be very conscious of my choice of words today. It is out of the voluminous pain that anger has produced in them. Hear me, anger hurts you more than who you are angry with. As a matter of fact, it's not even affecting whoever you're angry with. You are bitter that one man left you. He has moved on, married another wife, raising children, they are doing well. You obviously you are seeing that he's doing well in life. He just opened new business, he's doing well, he's traveling and seeing the world. You are there sitting down, living in bitterness. You can't even afford to keep a job because your mind is not put together. Who are you doing? Somebody who already disappointed you. You are still allowing his effects to destroy you. your kidney is not working. One day, that anger will leave you with emptiness. And you will start seeking acceptance. You will start seeking public endorsements. And you will become just like this. You will become just like this. For how long will you allow somebody who hurts you to continue to hurt you? Because if you keep it in your heart, it will keep hurting you, it will destroy you. The person has forgotten that he hurt you, to move on. But bóyá ó ti ẹ̀ ti tọrọ ìdáríjì ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run ti dáríjì. Ọlọ́run nítorí pé ó dùn ẹ́ kò ní ìyẹn ògo kan Ọlọ́run máa dáríjì. That's the sad part of this life. Ìwọ ló máa padà ní high blood pressure tó máa kú dànù. Ó ti wá di rádaràda. Disappointment produces anger. Anger produces pain. Pain produces bitterness. Bitterness becomes a character. It's a process. Disappointment produces anger. Anger produces pain. Pain produces bitterness. Bitterness becomes a character. So everywhere you go is bitterness, negativity. Everything that comes out of your mouth is negativity. Negativity. It's a process. Family are avoiding you. Friends cannot stand you. They are tolerating you at work. That's why almost every year you have a new job. Hello, who am I talking to here? Have you not noticed? Almost, you have to have 2 jobs in 1 year. They are tolerating you. Before they correct you at work, you are angry, you will quit. Or you will talk at one manager that will fire you. Because àwọn kan náà kó báyìí kan kó gbogbo òṣòro ayé òun kó lọ bíṣẹ́ ni. Òun kan ra kiri bí ajá bank. You can just be like Bookie Jason that you are criticizing now. If you don't find peace today, you can possibly be worse than her if you don't find yourself and accept yourself. Accept the situation that you are. Accept the life that you have. And pick up your carcass and make a puzzle out of it. Make a puzzle out of it. God can heal you if you ask for help. There is a peace that I know. There is a peace that God talks about. Say, my peace I've given unto you, not as the world giveth. There is great gain in contentment. There is great gain in contentment. When you are just, you've accepted yourself, people will accept you. You cannot expect the people to do to you. You are complaining. And when they, look at what the way they say, they used to look down on me. They used to look down on me. It's because you are down. You cannot be sitting on the ground and will be looking at you like this. Ṣebí tó bá wà náà ti máa wù ẹ́. People will look at you where you have placed yourself. So you notice that people look down on you everywhere. They look down on you because you are down. You don't want them to keep looking down on you. Get up. Rise up. They will look up to you. You can not expect people to do to you what you are not even doing to yourself. That's why you can't find love. You don't love yourself. That's why you are not gaining acceptance. You have not accepted yourself. Hear me. Do you know why this lady will have degenerated to this point of ambiguity? It's because she has been shouldering it by herself. Find God. God can bring beauty out of ashes. Let me get back to this reality. Let's get back to Bookie. I started by asking, báwo ló ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀? Kí ló degenerate sí báyìí? Bookie just jump, mo nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀, ó kàn fò bọ́tà, kan rí tó fò bọ́tà ni. Tó dẹ̀ di Genevieve, Jápátá, Genevieve. And because she wants to fight Genesis, one man that she wants to fight, that she thinks she wants to fight. Do you have an idea of how many people Bookie Jason has fought? Do you have an idea of how many toes she has stepped on? Do you have an idea of how many toes she had to step on? Now let's set certain reality in order. Do you really think Bookie Jason will have just sleep, wake up, and just jump out to say, Genevieve? There must be something. Something happened. There was something that hurt her. Something hurt her. Only my wife reasonable. Her reason might be unreasonable. But there must be a reason. Yorùbá ní tí ò bá nídìí, obìnrin ò kì í jẹ́ kú mólú. Bíbélì ní ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ kì í ṣẹ̀ láì nídìí. Two people who have a good, cordial relationship turns right in our face to arrant enemy. There must be something that happened that deterred the relationship. We don't know the details because everything Bookie Jason has been saying is fighting other people's battle, using other people's issues to attack him. All we have been seeing is attack. Not kì í ṣe pé Bookie Jason yẹ bá rí tó ọkọ̀ pé kí ní kọjá sí ìṣẹ̀kọ̀ fún mi, except I don't know kí ló sọ pé ó ṣe fún òun. I'm not aware of any. I'm not aware of anything that she ever said. All we have been seeing is revenge. There have not been dialogue of this thing. So I don't want to criticize her reason, but she have a reason. So let's assume, please listen to me, that Genesis offended Bookie. Oh, Genesis did something That's so bad. People will come and talk about Bookie and they say, "Hey, are you telling me that the people she's bringing? Who the hell is Bookie to bring anybody? How is it her business?" So we know, and that is not the point. If Bookie and Genesis are in good terms, kẹ́ ẹ mẹ́rin 1 billion wá Bookie máa ṣe é pè fún gbogbo yín ni. Bookie will defend him just the way I'm doing. Of course, not just what I'm doing. She will do worse. To write it, gbé yín ṣe pé Adébá yín jà yamayama. Ó lè ní gẹ́gẹ́ bọ̀ ìlọ́nà yín pa gan. Ó lè ní gẹ́gẹ́ bọ̀ ìlọ́nà yín pa. You have not seen a free woman before. They can go above and beyond. Kò ní wọn ní make sense mọ́. Nǹkan tó dédé tó ṣe ṣe Bookie nìyẹn. Let's assume that Genesis offended Bookie. Let's take that as specimen A. Genesis ṣe Bookie ó dùn Bookie gan. Ó dùn Bookie gan. Right? Good. Bookie did not come out to plead her cause. To say, Genesis, ó ṣe bye fún mi. Kó tiẹ̀ wá bú Genesis délẹ̀ gan. Do you know that we will have a divided audience? Some people that will say, kílẹ̀ náà wá ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ fún Bookie. Because of the level of commitment that we have seen her demonstrate, I feel that most likely, the way I know ìyá tí mo mọ̀ tí Bookie kọ sí Genesis ìgbà yẹn, I will likely support her. Ó ti orí ẹ̀ dàrú ní ìsìn tó ń sọ rubbish wọ́n ló gba blogger. Bookie know that's a lie. Bookie know in her mind that that's a lie. Genesis gba èmi as blogger ṣó gbádùn. Ṣé Genesis ló gbà mí gbà tí wọ́n máa ń pè mí tó máa ń send kíní Genesis sí mi tí mo máa ń bẹ̀ publish ẹ̀. Ṣé Genesis ló gbà mí gbà yẹn? So if anybody don't know that Genesis never hired me to defend him, Bookie Jason knows. If anybody don't know, Bookie knows, because me and Bookie know. Bookie knows in her mind that that's not true. But of course, tíjà bá ti dé, run talking. She definitely had expectations that Genesis did not come true for, or she feels Genesis should do something that it does differently, or she feels, let me tell you where I think the problem started from. Bookie just had a fight with somebody in church, and the two of them were reprimanded, and in no time she saw that Genesis, reconciled with the other person, and she was left in the dark. That one I am aware of. I don't want to go into the details of the rest. Those who are in Genesis or who are close to Genesis, we know that she had a fight, two fighting, and she feels like, the two of them were actually disbanded from the church platform, and it feels like, this other person has been accepted back to it, and I am not. And she feels, one of Bookie Friends, she has a sense of entitlement. She feels like, I'm doing more to the church than this person even doing, and they will do this to me. She took that as an offense against Genesis. Do you understand? Those who are in Genesis or who are close, we know what I'm saying. She had a problem with somebody and she went brutal. She was really careless. It was, as far as the man, that's what he should do then, because the two of them were actually constituting nuisance. The two of them were actually, excommunicated from the church online platform. And she now figured that out. The other person has been accepted and has reconciled with Genesis. And she feels that she considered that disloyalty. Because you see, one good turn deserves another. She feels like, I'm so loyal to this man should put me first. What's this? When she went out for... Um, I will have to attend to that, but that's kind of out of context right now. Now, so she felt some kind of way. She considered that disloyalty. This is last year. She held that as form of disloyalty on the side of Genesis, based on how she thinks she has been involved, and she have a problem with sense of entitlement. She feels like, oh, she's been doing this, so she deserves this. She's been doing this, so she deserves this. If I've been committed to you this much, you should put me first. You should be loyal to me. This person we are fighting, and then meanwhile the other person, of course, the two of them were reprimanded. The other person came back to apologize. I said, Pastor, kí ló fẹ́ ṣe? Tó bá ti mi ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ lẹ́ṣẹ̀, we will accept them back. As far as Bookie is concerned, no, my enemy should be your enemy. She held on to it as an offense. Probably that is where it started from. Probably. Allegedly. Alleged ni o, bí àṣà mọ̀rin. Ẹlẹ́nu ṣípòtì. Now, it degenerated from there to other petty issues that wouldn't have been issues to Bookie if she's not aggrieved. Issues that should not be an issue begin to pile up. Èṣù máa ń kọ́lé offense ni. Ó máa fi offense máa fi build up anger sínú ẹ̀ ni. And one day she just sleep and wake up and be like, you know what? This bullshit. I gotta. Bookie have to be Bookie. Like Bookie always wins. She have to win. You think she doesn't know that this will be a big thing to contend with? But she believes she's very ambitious. Very, very ambitious. The bá Bookie for the next 3 years. The bá rògbò máa rẹ̀ irọ́ lẹ̀ pa. Ó máa bá yín fà lọ ni o. She's devilish. Ambitious. She's sold out to whatever she thinks she wants to do. Unfortunately, her mind don't produce anything good. So everything that comes out of mind is negative, and her ambition will push it. Bookie ò ní fọkànbalẹ̀ ló ní Bookie ń gbà. How much does Bookie Jason make for a living? How much does he make? She worked with Mencap. What's the name of this place? The name of the company she worked is called Mencap. I've forgotten the name of the city now in Manchester. As a care provider, how much does she make? Do you know how much Bookie spent trying to buy information? Do you know how much Bookie spent trying to buy information? Èṣù ló máa ń bá àwọn náwó. Èṣù ló máa ń bá àwọn náwó. The devil have stole her peace. I beg you by the mercies of God. Can Bookie Jason be a reflection into your heart that you can think through and look and say to yourself that you don't want to be this, because you can't be if you don't watch it now. Òun ti degenerate débi ni. Bóyá wà stage 10, bóyá stage 3 ni wọ́n ṣì wà. If you don't find peace in your heart, if you don't devoid yourself of bitterness, pain, and anger, one day you will just become such a nuisance as this. Find peace in the midst of your pain. Oh, yes. We don't want to care why you are pain. Oh, she's not supposed to be pain. She's supposed to be pain. Why would you okay? Don't go to We don't want to justify why you are pained. But you are pained, you are pained. You are entitled to your pain. Your pain are your pain. But you are already known on the wrong thing. I've told you this story before. I will tell you this story again. There is a story that Soji Olowogboro treated maybe some 2 years back, I think in 2018, of Bayo Gundipe, who was alleged of assaulting a teenage lady called Pelumi. I don't know if anyone of you remember the story. Of course, nobody knows I was not in the picture, but you guys do not know that I actually sold the story to Mr. Soji deliberately. I was treating it, and because I was involved, I don't want to be the one to criticize the man. So they won't say, oh, it's because they get beef. So somebody told me about him. I just transferred it to him to treat. Now let me tell you the story. Now that Bayo Gundipe, that Soji treated his case. Remember with Pelumi and one lady in Abuja who is in the military. If any one of you know the story I'm talking about. I worked with him closely for 7 straight years. I was his personal assistant at some point. I was an administrator at some point. I was everything. I was an admission officer at one point. I was a lecturer in his college at some point. That is in the office. He's a pastor. He has a church. I was the music director of the church for years. I was a youth president for years. This is somebody that we live in the same estate. I had a close relationship. Aside from being boss and employee relationship and pastor and member relationship, we still have like a father-son relationship. That Bayo Gundipe. Hear me. Now I'm telling you personal story. I always get into trouble when I always use, but I like to use myself so that somebody will not say they talk about it, they put their story out there. So the book is I'm using it as an example to talk to people today. At least I use myself too. Bayo Gundipe missed it at some point. He was the CEO of Wema Asset Management. Wema Asset Management is an asset management company of Wema Bank. He was doing well. Active man, he's a PhD holder. Now, Bayo just Bayo Ogundipe was doing well. Married, have a good family, a good church, one of the biggest church in the community. Unarguably, the biggest church. We started school. I was working. Imagine you working in a company that you don't get salary for. You don't get a single salary for 14 months. And guess what? I did not for one day go to my boss to para. The employee will come with police. In fact, mi ò tẹ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ mọ́ bá ń gbówó mi. And they say owó tí rẹ̀ di èké láyé hàn bí rẹ̀ tó máa gbọ́ ọlọ́pàá wà tó máa dìjà. I did not for one day knock his door to say, where is my money? 14 months no pay, and I was diligent, serving like a mad dog. Because all I was saying there is, if this project thrive and we become big, I will become big. If this project succeed, I will, because I'm strategically positioned. Hear me. When it comes to success, there's a difference between success bá ṣe wà ní embryo that is still in the making. It is in the struggle. That man sọ pé ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ ṣe àtàbá ṣe nísìn. Your friend will tell you tí success bá jìnnà oní success mọ success yẹ o ní o ọlọ́mú ń dọ́mù yẹ ẹgbẹ́ ni o. Ẹ má fi òórùn ọbẹ̀ olọ́bẹ̀ jẹ̀bà. May I say that in English? Don't hope on somebody else's success. If you are basing your progress in life on somebody else's achievements, you will fail. That's me about to graduate this number to English. If you know how to be a school, you know they work like that sometimes. How many of you are still in Nigeria now that all you are hoping when your brother was going to America, was going to London, he was promising my waiting, I said that mommy mamu wo no wa mo ko ma but that yan ti eyan to promise yin pé tó ń bá ti America tó ń bá ti settle down. Òun máa rí mo nǹkan tó ń lọ bá ń bẹ̀. But that yan ti wà America ní sin 15 years. You ò tí ní passport. Meanwhile, he was asking you to fast and pray for him. The other of you doing fast and pray together for Boda to get visa. Boda don't get visa. I don't dey America. I don't dey London since 15 years. Boda kan ṣayé no kan change the car every year ni. Oh, he need passport. If one person will be a determinant to your success, you will likely not succeed. Yes, Marvin was in Maryland in September. He was with me. I gave him my car to drive around when he came to Maryland. I gave him one of my car to use. Took him out to places, took him to churches where he preached and get on the radio. I didn't know he has become then. I have to go to those churches to go and apologize today. Me, my body in your mouth. But that's not where I'm going. Now, I was serving, and this man, he was so malicious. If he talks to you, if you allow him talk to you, Umafo, he will give you hope. He's a motivational speaker. He will trigger you. To have it parted and Musibe. Let me summarize. One thing led to another. We had a fallout. What did I do? I have a standing salary that is unpaid. And I have these two boys who are indigent students. Very smart. Very active. You know, ọ̀tọ̀ nípa mọ́ mọ̀wé, ọ̀tọ̀ nípa mọ́ ní willingness láti kàwé. This boy is not an exceptional student academically, but he has the will. This is the only boy that after school we look for me and come to my office and say, please explain this one for me. Yes, I'm in Maryland. Who don't know that I live in Maryland? This boy was doing well, but Omodanfo driver who the father is not doing well, And it's not even, he doesn't even have so much premium on education like that. So this boy could not afford tuition in this semester. And me, I have a standing salary that is unpaid. So I wrote to the manager and I said, use my salary to offset the tuition of these two boys. Let me give it to them as a scholarship. Abi, what did I do wrong? Ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ yìí ń jẹ mí lówó? Àwọn ọmọ lélẹ́yìí tí Ọlọ́run dẹ̀ ti ń gbé mi kọjá gbẹ́dà yẹn. Mo ṣáà survive. As at then, he started paying. Now, when he later got, we say we were in recession then, when we later got money and it was, you know what he did? He started paying salary from 1 month and continued to pay salary consistently. But the outstanding charge 14 months again. The entire 14 months again was unpaid. But he started, once he get balance, he started paying every month. So I said, okay, my outstanding salary, use it to offset the bill of these students. I didn't even get the response, whether yes or no. So we're hoping that, I just assumed like, there's no reason why you should not do it. When it's exam day, these students were kicked out. And I stood my ground and I have an influence there. I'm the good of this. I'm multitasking. I have like 3 offices there. And this man, so they want to frustrate this girl, and I stood my ground and I was like, no, this will not happen. Use my money. I've been saying this, I've been writing. I went to the accountant, I fought them, I did all of that. I came back to my office the next day and my door was locked. They pulled me over to the office. And gave me a termination letter. After 7 years. Termination okay. Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? I thought it was a joke. For somebody that I regard as a father. Well, I drove home, I got home and said, okay, I will see him, we'll sort that. Maybe there's a mix-up somewhere. By the time I got home, I went straight to his office in church. He was in the church office. And I was looking at him. He has a rounded glass office. And the secretary, and they said, send him out of here. Which day we start beef? I made every attempt to talk to him. It was void. I went to the elders of the church. They went to him. He set them away. I was hearing how he was shouting on them. These are different days. By the weekend of this week, this man, meanwhile, then I just got married like maybe 4 months into my marriage. This man went and called the leaders meeting and destroyed my character. Because of course, the news have already spread everywhere. Victor, okay, no, Basbaya cannot do that. Why will he fire Victor? Hey, who does that? So the thing wasn't looking good on him at all. So he needed something to explain himself why he have to do such mean. Why we have to have such mean action against me. Because I did nothing to him. Absolutely nothing. This man called the leadership meeting and said I stole money. His assumption is that he said I collected the school fees from the students and spent it. This man did not tell them that he's owing me money. He did not tell them that I actually wrote him officially to say, use my outstandings to pay for their fee. He believed, or maybe intentionally, just maliciously, just want to say that I actually took money from the student, which is not true. This man went brutal. Bookie Jason, that if they have a problem with you, they can do anything to destroy you. And this is a pastor. This is a pastor that I put my head to lay my hands on to pray for the past 7 years. This is somebody that me and him will sit down and have meeting from 7 p.m. in the evening to 4 a.m. in the morning. We will sit down in the living room. My leg will be swollen for saying that we will have to remove my shoe. Every other person will leave maybe like 1 o'clock. He will say, Victor, wait, let us brush some things up. We will sit down on the floor to deliberate. When we were building, this is a man that I have given myself to. Sat down in a site where we were building, there was no money and we have to build. We have material because when it was, then they fired him in Wema Bank. You remember the whole fraud with Wema Bank during the days of Bisi Omoyeni and all of them. It was part of those ones. So they fired all of them that were involved in that fraud. He himself was alleged of 2 billion naira fraud, which clearly he did it. I've got that. When we're building, we have the house already bought the material, but at the time when we have to build, more when you will flow more, he was already left from my bank. There was no money for labor. I was laboring. We only hired the builders and we will be the labor. For 4 straight days, no toothbrush, no shower. We were laying paving stone. All my fingers chopped off. And that's not my job. Oh. Chopped off. I will leave my office. We are laying paving stone. 4 straight days. And this man just want to be brutal with me. Called leadership meeting. Me, I did not. All I was doing is to mediate with him. And he did not allow me to see him. And I did not say anything to nobody. By the time I could get to the church, they called me. They said, oh, they just finished pastor. The pastors were calling me and said, Pastor Bayo said, you embezzled money in school. Okay, let's embezzlement. Okay, I can explain myself. No, he said, I impregnate 2 students. I say, no, now. You can't say that now. There's no way. Another person said, no, that's what he said. Hey, Victor, we were not right now. You know some people that want to be your person, they will say, you were going, about the issue, about this, why should I do it? About it, no more. I was like, Sheikh Badun, sir. I've been killing people in so. Look, somebody that accused me of. See, you will see the motive. How come you don't say anything to accuse me of than impregnating 2 women? She married before month in the same church. I was like, me. But she won't rock on what? She argue. I said, okay, tell him to produce the girls. So I impregnated 2 of my students. Produce them. Bring them forward. There was nothing to produce. Of course, he wasn't even talking to me. By the time I get home the next day, I was living in an official. He has an estate that has, like, I think about 40-something flats. I was living in one. They gave me 48 hours to move out of the estate. My friend that I brought to work in the company was assigned, was delegated to come and court-martial me out of the estate. They said you have to come and see and stand with me when I move. I cannot move. They locked the gate. I have to tell them that, hey, my truck is here, I'm ready to move. So they have to inspect every of my things to make sure that I did not take anything that belongs to the company. That is how embarrassing I left a 7 years selfless service and labor relationship. 48 hours, but move very low. God being good. My mother just finished the house then. They just moved it. I moved my thing, and it was close by. It was in that. Moved my stuff to my mother's house. Yahweh, you stay there. I will just be there, but most of the time I will leave the house and go and stay with my friend. This, my friend, this same image is right here, right now. At least every story I'm telling you, I have a witness to it. Because I don't want to stay in the neighborhood where everybody already know me. But I don't say that we don't want to padà kó wálé pẹ̀lú ìyàwó wọn. I don't want people to see me. So it's like I go out in the morning too early or I come back too late in the night. èmi àtàwọn ọlọ́dẹ àdúgbò á fa nǹkan because later wà mo máa ń wọlé dúró bẹ́ẹ̀ bàbá kí ló ń ṣe yín. They will argue, they will be angry, they will talk to me. And I know I've told you this story before. There's something I want to figure out. And this is my closing. It hurt me so bad. I've never been that disappointed. I've never been that disappointed. I'm sure I was more hurt than Bookie Jason is being hurt right now by Genesis. Because Genesis, obviously Bookie Jason is hurt. She might be hurt for the wrong reason, but she's hurt. I cry morning, afternoon, night. Grown ass man. Tí n bá tún di rántí àwọn kankan tí mo ti ṣe foolishly. Because I just believe in this man. I believe so much in him. I was planning my future as if èmi àti ẹ̀ tán. Kò sí nǹkan tó èèyàn kan ń jáwàdé o. Èèyàn kan ò kì í jáwàdé o. Kò sí èèyàn kan tó ń pè multitude o. I was nursing that bitterness. Of course, guess what? I was angry. I took it to Facebook then. This man has been married for 27 years with his wife. They don't have a child. And you are alleging me of impregnating 2 students. So one day I made an update. So me too, I wrote there was nobody could hear me. I didn't give me platform to tell my story. So I went to Facebook and wrote all the things that happened and everything I know about him. Everything that I've been covering for him. This man that when the FCC was chasing him in his house in Osborne Estate, Ikoyi, I went with my friend, one of my friends that I brought to work. He was his driver then. We went to go and take money in Ghana Must Go Bag to jump the fence. His next door neighbor is Kola Abiola, the same Kola Abiola, MK Abiola's son. Next door neighbor, Tamaland the bag bear, no rush one like land this. I'm telling you real life experience. We were jumping to that fence, coming out of Kola Abiola's door. Megad was harassing us. Meanwhile, right at his own gate, EFCC were there, finding their way inside to go and search his house. Not only money, documents that they would have used to indict him. We jumped barbed wire fence with Ghana Must Go bag of cash and documents. Hear me. We carry 554 million was in that bag that day. And that car slept in my house all night. Pastor Bayo don't know where I live. And I did not steal a dime. My friend did not steal a dime from this money. Not a dime. 554 million was in that bag. Was brutally harassed by a dog. That sane man think of what to do to someone like me, and I feel like you have to malign me to justify his mean action. That same man think of what to do to someone like me who have all his details, who know all his mess. So I did not even say anything about Bayo. If I open my mouth, I'll finish him. So I took to Facebook, I wrote all my story. I wrote everything. Of course, I was brutal. And then I addressed the fact that he said me I impregnated you. Kí ni motive ẹ̀ tó máa fi accuse me of something that he know that does not exist? Told them, okay, mo ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ marry ni. You want to destroy my life ni. Mo fẹ́ da married mi rú ni. Ṣèbí ó dẹ̀ tí ojú wọn dẹ̀ ti wálẹ̀ gbẹ̀ngbẹ̀ng, that's not nice. So this speech of so I made a post on Facebook and I said, for people to accuse me of impregnating students, it should not be you, Pastor Bayo. You should be proud of me that I'm able to do what you have not been able to do in 27 years. I think you should come to me and let me lay my boxer on you so that you'll be able to at least impregnate your wife. I said that. That is cold as hell. That's mean. That post went. Everything has been doing. Nobody saw it. You know we are in Africa. Because he's pastor, because he's Agbalagba. Oh, why will you say that? That is ungodly. They begin to play the religion thing. And the post went off. No now. Bàbá ẹ̀ ṣì ní kì í ṣe bàbá mi àbí ẹ̀ ń ṣe èrè ni. Èèyàn yọ mí iṣẹ́ parọ́ mọ́ mi bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. He went to church on a Sunday morning and he was saying something that he said on his pulpit that he has cursed me that I will never make it in life. He said it with his mouth. I have witnesses right there. They are listening to me now. This social media is everywhere. You can lay hands on this material. I'm not lying on him. You're not somebody that I'm afraid of. I can challenge him anytime. But hear me, that was a very mean statement that attracts so much attention. And I said, oh, you should be proud of me that at least I'm impregnated Tuesday at the time. Oh, I must be your hero. Let me lay my boxer on you so at least you can at least impregnate your wife. Guess what happened? All his pastors' friends are known because all his senior pastors. How many pastors do you want me to mention? How many pastors have we not bring? How many musicians have I not bring to that church? That's how I know so many artists. That's how I know so many pastors. I was a ministry director of the church for a very long time. Pastors in America, there's a pastor in Atlanta, Pastor Chuzi Odenwa. There's one in Texas, a Pastor Bola, like all of them like that. There's one in UK now. The man is late now. I've forgotten his name. Buchi, Samuel, Post, all of those ones. They started calling me. No, that's not right. You have to bring down that post, which is there. I am bitter. Nothing can come out of me as at that time than bitterness. My posts were coming like every 30 minutes. Pouring venom like this. Cha, cha, cha. I was not just posting. I was praying. Because I know I serve him diligently. I have a point that cannot make a claim from God. One day I sneaked back to the estate. Meanwhile, they have given me a restraining order that I must not step in that place again. No. I went to that estate, sneak in and went to his door, his entrance of his own house, and take the sand there. Walk away and go and use it to pray. I cursed that ground. I'm telling you, this is an open confession. Shake gbàdúrà, shake pé. Mi gbàdúrà lásán, mò ń gbà àwẹ̀ burúkú tì. Living in bitterness, pain and anger. One day, I will pray, I will fast, pray in the evening, and then in the midnight, I will wake up in the midnight. I will pray in the evening with my wife, then we will pray. But she cannot carry. I don't want to bother her with my problem. Once she sleep, I will wake up at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. I will pray till like 5 o'clock. Non-stop. I was not praying for myself. I was spending 2-3 hours, 4 hours every night cursing the man that hurt me. Fasting and praying. I will pray. When things were good, ask me, which day did I ever pray for 2 hours to pray for God to bless me? Which day did I ever pray that kind of prayer? But when I was angry, I had that energy to pray. Gbogbo ègún Bible ni mo mọ̀, ẹ má try mi o. Ìgbà yẹn ni mo study ẹ̀. Praying consistently. Cursing him, burning anger, asking God for justice, especially because my voice was not heard. I was demanding for God to, the anger of God. It's as if the guy will show up. I just heard that the ground open and swallow him. Hear me. Do you know that there are people who wish you evil just because they want to win an argument? They are waiting for bad things to happen to you so that they can come back and say, Sheba Asofun. Hear me. In the name that is above all the other name, that day will never come. I am telling you things that I have learned from life experience. In my work with God, I was cursing voraciously. And one day, hear me, this is where my life changed. If you think you're looking at me now, you think I look like a successful young man. This is the reason it happens one day. This day that I want to explain to you. I went from obscurity to prominence and relevance and value by the experience of one day. One day, I was praying again at midnight. I will step outside the compound. I will be walking in my compound like this, walking around the house, praying, blasting. No, listen. You can think that all this are my mother will do on Facebook. My fault. If you see where we are sorting things out with God, some of us are raised with prayer. I was blasting tongue, praying. Can me pray for me? Me, but I from blessing. I am hungry. There's bitterness in my heart. I Where are they going to affect you? I don't know. So after I was praying that prayer, then I was tired, then I went to lay down. I was laying down in the living room. I lay on the floor, on the tiles. You know Nigeria like tiles a lot. They barely use carpet. I was lying down on that tiles, tired. My mouth is still not quiet. I was still just meditating. I was still praying in my spirits. So I started falling asleep. I would wake up. I was still like, you know, I would pray this prayer. And all of a sudden, I heard the voice of God. Maybe that will be the second time in my life that I've ever heard God. Probably the second time. Yeah, the second time. I heard the voice of God said to me, "Be quiet." I jump up. I turn back. In my mind, I rebuke that spirit. As far as I'm concerned, this is the devil at work. I heard that word. Be quiet. I was quiet for a minute. Then I continued praying again. And then I heard again. Shut up. Be quiet. So at this point, I was scared. I'm not used to hearing God like that. So it was scary. What I was hearing was scary to me. So I was quiet. It was a strange feeling. And at that time, the presence of the aura of God will give you some kind of trembling. I was trembling like this. I was laying on the floor. Straight in. And when I went quiet, wondering what is going on with me, God said something to me. He said, "I have heard your prayer, but I'm giving you two options. Do you want me to punish Bayo Ogundipe for what he has done for you? Or do you want me to compensate you for what you have done for him?" Do you understand what I said? God said to me, Do you want me to punish? I agree, this man wrong you. See, I've had your prayer and I'm ready to answer. Do you want me to punish you? Punish Bayo Ogundipe for what he did to you? Or do you want me to compensate you for what you have done for him, for your loyalty and service with him? I paused because you see, in reality, I want both. But God was dealing with me in a very hard way. He asked me to choose one. He asked me to choose one. So I reluctantly said, I'm not happy because I really want him punished. I reluctantly said, God, I want you to compensate me for what I have done to him. My consistency and my loyalty and my service to him. Immediately I said that in my spirit, God said to me, don't you ever curse him again. That's a hard thing to do for me. Say, don't you ever curse him again. But because I've learned to trust God, if I am sure this is God talking, I've learned to trust God without. I say, yes, Lord. Although I'm not happy. In my heart, I was sad. How can God judge this matter like this? I won't fake it. I can't win your name. But she control that. For call on disgrace here. That's what I want. As if God has done dealing with me. Guess what happened? I went to sleep. That was the first time I had a good sleep in like 2 months. I've never even slept. I don't sleep. My bed, I was having chest pain. My heart was heavy. Hear me closely. By the time I woke up the next morning, we were doing devotion. I had God again. And God said, I want you to go in the next 3 days fasting and prayer again. Mo ti ń fast láti jọ yòó, mo ti rí àwẹ̀ báwẹ̀ lè náà mi nígbà tí mo fẹ́ jẹ jẹ́ náà tẹ́lẹ̀ so mo kàn kàn bá tẹ̀ sáwẹ̀ ni on a good day, shey you get. And God said to me, I want you to go in the next 3 days fasting. Get fasting and prayer again. And God said, I want you to fast and pray for 3 days. I want you to bless Bayo Ogundipe. I can tell you categorically that that's the most difficult I've done in my entire life. God said I should fast for 3 days to pray for him. I said this to my ex-wife. I said, God said we should pray. She just ease and walk away from me. I went to beg and persuade and preach. Someone that even me I did not believe. Ladies and gentlemen, I fasted for 3 days. And I was leading prayer that God, please bless them with the fruit of the womb. God, to everything I have said that is negative, God, please reverse it. I was the same person I have caused. All the curses that I've placed on him, I was reversing it for 3 good days. I prayed until when I feel that God was satisfied with me. And that was it. God said I should restitute. I went there, actually. I went back to the church and I want to go there and I called the PA. I said, I want to come and see him. Please give me a date. He didn't get back to me. The day I saw him, he said, Victor, I'm not going to lie to you. I told him and in fact, he was angry with me. He said he doesn't want to, that I should never come and say that to him again. So I know that so one day they have a program, I went there, I snake, so that I can just jump in and apologize to him. The same person that wronged me, I wanted to apologize to him. This man denied me every access to apologize to him. Up until I relocated to the US, I made every effort to see him and apologize to him. It was not and void. Let me pray for you real quick. May your life produce reward that will make your enemy reconcile with you. I'm trying to make sure I don't get emotional. I'm really holding it down. I'm telling you a story about myself. Listen, to all of you who is dealing with bitterness, pain, and anger, God is bringing healing to you. Hear me. Results. 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 We change perception. That's acceptance you are trying to get at all costs. You are trying to rojọ́ for everybody to just say, okay, ìwọ ló jàre. Ṣé bí nǹkan tó ń ṣe Bookie nìyẹn? The day all of us can just say, Genesis is jẹ̀bi, Bookie right. Bookie will have peace of mind. Could it happen? But listen, the pain and anger in your life that is making you act up, that is making you misbehave, invest that energy to produce results. Even your adversaries will reconcile with you. The Bible says, money makes many friends. Hear me. Hear me. I did all the prayer. I tried to see him and apologize. He did not respond. So at least I've satisfied my conscience that I tried. He did not allow this. I moved away. Not too long from then, I lost my grandmother. We were preparing for my grandmother's funeral. You know, families and friends that you have not seen for a while, they will be calling. Of course, I'm the only jobless grandchild around that they can use to run errands. So I was available. I don't have a job now. So in the process of planning, running around, I'm the jobless grandson. So I'm everywhere. I'm connecting. I want to. Any come born in family house, go mo bo se ma debi yo ya lo mo ni jaye. Oh, go and pick that person up. I will run there. As I got in contact with one old distance family. Oh, what are you doing now? This was that. Okay, see me. Let's talk later. Okay, give me contact. Oh, yeah, go and see this person. That's how I got another job. It was that another job that I did, and then I started doing well, and then my wife got a job, and then we were doing well. Started making good income, started doing it was on that job. Hear me. I don't know I don't even know where American embassy is in Lagos. I don't know. I'm being honest with you. I was in my office one day, they were talking of US because my guy used to, all my bosses there, they used to go in and out. They would go for their son's wedding in America. I'll be looking at America like this. I was playing on my computer when I went to American Embassy's websites. This is real story. Before God, I am not lying to you. I was playing, so I saw the website. So I now did the application. Shere. Me in the passport to make an application. I now stopped when it was asking for passport information. So that day, I first of all got the ideation. And I started having desire. I've always wanted it. But you know when God says it's time, everything will work in order. I have a brother-in-law then who just told me like, pẹ̀lú mi báwo ni? Pẹ̀lú mi, kí ló ṣe o? Pẹ̀lú mi láti jọ, kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Kí ló wá ṣe báyìí? He used to be based in UK, then he had a political office in Lagos and he joined. So he said, wow, okay, first start low, and he said, oh, she try Yankee now, you know? And I said, oh, I want it. I said, oh, I've a little bit into it. I just got my visa last week. I said, oh, you did it? And then he said, okay, let me put you through. I did it myself. I went to Abeokuta to see him. Me and him sat down on the computer to fill out. We did not know agent. I don't know. People will be calling me and say, send me the number of your agent. I help you do the visa. I did not use any agent. I don't know anyone. Long story short, right in Nigeria, I didn't come to America as a loafer. I was already doing well, established, had a job, had a life, but everything was settled. The only thing I don't have was children. Devil waited in that area again. We did everything. I was going to gynecologist, kids no come. We was combining with the agbo, pẹ̀lú doctor, everything. Kids did not come. Bam, before you know it, I had an offer to be in the US. I had a visa. Before you know it, I raised more than enough money to travel. I got here, 2 months, belle show up. No doctor, no medicine, nothing. Deliver the child. 4 months there, the line after the delivery of my first child, another baby came. No doctor, no medicine. My life was perfected in the span of 3 years. 3 years. Everything was redefined. Everything was reshaped. Everything. Get out of nothing to something that 400 of you are listening to right now. Because one day I took a decision to let go of bitterness, pain, and anger in my life. One day I decide to let God deal with what belongs to God. Because everyone that do evil to humankind has a business, has a question to answer to God. So I did not hold on to God's business. I let God do the business. Hear this part. God did not, God had me to choose one when he gave me the option. I only chose one. I said, just bless me for my loyalty to this man. But guess what God did? God blessed me and God actually punished Bayo Ogundipe. Of course, it became a subject of ridicule. Why the things didn't drag for months. She said, after I left, I don't even know. The day they were telling me what he did, I was shocked. And he tried to cover it. He came to me. Hear this part. My second year in America, I got a call from somebody and they said, Pastor Bayo Ogundipe wants to talk to you. The same man that I spent months. Even when I was traveling, I already bought my ticket, everything. I said to pay to travel, every month, catch sort things out. Never. He will get angry and tell them to get out. I don't want to say I have cost him his cause. He said it on the pulpit. It will never amount to anything. I can beat my chest today that I am more successful than Bayo Ogundipe. It is not boast, it's to the glory of God. Today, if I talk, if you answer, my vote by it here. Aside from the fact that he has liquid asset, not if he only he has property. He kò sí nǹkan tó ń pè liquidity by. All of a sudden, he started agbèrè. Then me, I will tell you, when I was by the Bayo, mi ò rà agbèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀rí. Mi ò rí o. All of a sudden, she see tó bá ti kọlu Ọlọ́run ṣiṣẹ́ máa bá ẹ. If I have chosen that God should punish him, God will have just punished him, and èmi náà máa ṣe wà parallel level náà ní Coca-Cola ni mo máa wà. Because bitterness yẹn, what do I want to gain from it? What is my pleasure? If God punish him, so what? All the cause I was ready to him is nothing to compare to what now happened to him eventually. That you can see that this is the finger of God. I thought he betrayed me. Oh no, me, I was a learner when I saw what he did to the wife. Mine was learning now. A marriage of 27 years. How he, brutally mistreated the wife, disappointed her and threw her out for a 21-year-old girl. The wife was in level 14. Lagos State Government. She's a teacher in technical school. He asked this woman to resign. The woman resigned because they just started their notion in primary school and secondary school then. The woman was the proprietress of the school. Took her everything away from her. That woman is how many years to retirement? By now, if she's still in service, she'll be a permanent secretary. If not the commissioner of education. By now, if she's not a director, she'll be a permanent secretary. If she's into politics, she might probably be a commissioner. She cut her off everything in life. She's restarting her life in Houston now. Deceive her, take her to Abuja. So, The wickedness in him pushed him to do the unthinkable toward the public ridicule. Èèyàn tó bẹ́ẹ̀ tó ń gbọ́ ọmọ sínú búùtù mọ́tò, obìnrin sínú búùtù trunk mọ́tò. God dealt with him by himself. And yet, if I've made the wrong choice, if I've allowed the bitterness, pain, and anger in my heart, I will be in obscurity till today. Ladies and gentlemen, why don't you let God deal with it on your behalf? Why don't you seek results than trying to win an argument? Why don't you seek results than trying to win an argument? Find peace in the midst of your pain. How long shall you continue to grieve? That was what they said to Samuel. How long are you continuing to grieve? How long are you continue to talk about what they did to you to hurt you? How long are you continue to whine? People are tired of your story. You have told them the same story more than 35 times. Every time you see them, every time you want to talk, you bore people with the problem in your life. They are not telling you, they are tired. Once you start, they just help you finish it. Find peace in the midst of your pain. Find peace in the midst of your pain. Check your heart. As much as you want to look at all these people constituting nuisance, look at Bookie Jason. You want to criticize them. You want to, hey, olórí burúkú ni Bookie. Wà á tó worst jù lọ. If you do not find peace on the inside today, peace is not in how they are being perceived. Peace is not in God, something bad happening to people who wrong you. Peace is nothing. Okay, Genesis is in prison, ní láti join nísìn. Ẹjọ́ ṣé ọkàn Bookie balẹ̀. Ṣebí he has seen Genesis as his enemy. The enemy has been, you want something bad to happen to him. He has been there. And yet, Bookie still lack peace. Because you see, your peace is not in something bad happening to your enemy. You are focusing on the wrong thing. Your peace is on the inside. It's allowing God to take away the pain, to take away the grief and the anger, and fill it with new wine. Why will you put a new wine in an old bottle? Every good opportunity and relationship that comes your way has slipped out of your hand because the bitterness in you keep flowing out of your utterances, keep flowing out of your demeanors, keep flowing out of your actions, and it has become a personality. Your character has built a personality for you, and that's what the word is saying, and it repels every good things that could have come your way. Find peace. Find peace. Find peace, ladies and gentlemen, in the midst of your pain. Thank you very much. I'm done. I pray that God inspire your heart. I pray that God will inspire your mind. I pray that you will find an answer. I pray that God would gives you an answer to every questions of your heart. I pray that God can give you the peace of God that passes all understanding. Your peace lies on the inside of you. Your peace lies in your results. Your peace lies in your results. Seek to produce new wine and you will reconcile with yourself. Forgive yourself first. How long will you blame yourself for what has happened to you 5, 10 years, 15 years ago? How long will you hold on to it? Will you open your eyes and let the pain become a person that you will become? Will you let the pain become a personality for you? You can do better. You are functioning below capacity. Your life is a complete misrepresentation because of the pain that you have held on to. Find peace in the midst of your pain. I pray that God give you beautiful arches. I pray that God give you a restart. To everyone who need to start afresh, I pray that you will find God, that the grace of God can uphold you. God can actually hold your hand, but God is a very polite spirit. He doesn't do to you what you don't ask for. You have to invite him. You have to tell him that you need help. He will always help you. He will always help you. What makes a difference in my story and your story that is giving you pain? What's wrong with my story and the story of Bookie Jason is that when I was in pain, just like Bookie, I was angry, just like Bookie, I was bitter, just like Bookie. What makes a difference is that I seek God. Take God out of this situation, then you are in a deep mess. Find peace in the midst of your pain. God can give you a fresh start. You are not too old. It's not too late. It's not over yet. You determine the finish line. You determine the finish line. It is over when you say it is. Hear me. The devil will always win when we don't fight. It's called walkover in the game of football. The devil will always win when we don't fight. The devil will always win when we don't fight. And God is always waiting to be a defense. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that you are able to take one thing. I'm done for today. It's calling time. We'll take 1 or 2, 3 calls and we're done. I know today is not those interesting moments, but I just hope that one person will leave this platform and find peace and get in contact with the missing piece, with the part of you that has been missing. I hope that if it's just one person that will live right here to just find purpose. I already told you it's not going to be interesting. It's not going to be interesting today. Find peace in the midst of your pain. I'll wait to just take one or two calls. I will be out of here. The number to call is on your screen. Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I know it might possibly. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a pretty late night in some part of the world. It's still noon here. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It is the desire of my heart that even maybe one person, maybe two, maybe a few of us, we find peace in the midst of the pain, so that we don't become what we criticize. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Is that Mr. Victor King?
Yes, please.
Program?
Yes, please.
Okay. My name is Anu.
Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Well, I just want to contribute just like a few lines to what you have been able to put across to many people around the world.
Go ahead, sir.
There is nothing bad if you are, as a person, individually, if you are able to find peace within ourselves in whatever we plan to do in life with anybody. We may at times have challenges within ourselves, within our neighbors, with our friends, with our colleagues. But ní gbogbo ẹ̀ jùlọ, ó yẹ ká máa rántí pé Ọlọ́run gan ló ń fún èèyàn lórí ọ̀fẹ́. Ló dẹ̀ ń fún èèyàn láti ń rí àánú gbà láti ṣe gbogbo nǹkan. Ṣùgbọ́n àwa èèyàn tó bá ti gbéra wá sí ipò Ọlọ́run, a máa ń gbàgbé. Àwa tá a lè dá nǹkan kan, a lè dá iyẹ̀pẹ̀ lásán báyìí, a lè dá ìyẹ̀rà lásán, a lè dá. So that's just my contribution.
Thank you very much, sir. Hear me. I gotta go. I have seek us. I spent all these hours talking to us about finding peace in the midst of our pain. There is only one way to have peace that I know of. And that's the only way I'm going to recommend to you. Peace is not an attitude. Peace is not an imagination. Peace is not a feeling. Peace is a person. It's a spirit that have to reside in your heart. If it's there, it will take away all the pain and lighten up the dark spot and all the gray areas, and makes you produce new wine. Out of your belly shall proceed rivers of living water. Out of your belly will produce rivers of living water. You will become a light in the darkness. Peace is a spirit and is a person. There is a man called the Prince of Peace. His name is Jesus. If you could invite him to just step in, it's not a prayer, just hand over to him. He wants to cast your burdens on me. Just let him take over it from now. Just stop holding on to what does not belong to you. And you will find peace in the midst of your pain. Hello.